It's the 3 on PLAXtv.
Why the fuck is he still playing? What's good, y'all? It's your boy PLAX, and I am back with another episode of the 3 on PLAXtv. And in this episode, I'm wondering why the fuck is Josh Giddey still playing basketball right now? Now, I understand if you're watching this video, you probably already know what's going on, but I'm going to just relay the information just for information's sake. So, Josh Giddey, Oklahoma City Thunder guard forward, he plays multiple positions, has been accused of having a inappropriate sexual relationship with an underage woman, with an underage girl, allegedly. I say allegedly to be politically correct, but it's not necessarily allegedly because there's pictures and visual and text message proof of what has happened between him and this girl. Now, I guess the allegedly comes in where people don't know exactly when they started dating, when those videos and pictures were taken, and how old this girl actually is. So that part is technically speculation. Some people have said 15. Some people have said she's 17. Some people said she's the same age as Josh. There's a lot of confusion on that for some reason. But the accusation is he has been fraternizing inappropriately with an underage girl. And my thing is, like I said in the beginning of the video, why is he still practicing? Why is he still playing in games? Why is he still involved in the NBA? He should be at least suspended temporarily, right? Or am I tripping? I go back to the Ja Morant situation, right? Ja Morant was brandishing a weapon on Instagram Live one time, and then he did it a second time in the NBA. Cracked down on him, right? They were like, you're suspended for 25 games. Boom, 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 right? So I feel like, especially with something as serious as this, he should at least be suspended until the investigation is over with. Because if it comes out that he was indeed having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old, he should be going to jail, and you probably don't want him on your basketball court or representing your teams. If it was me, if I was the owner of the team or Adam Silver for that matter, I would say he is suspended until this is figured out. Because what if he was accused of murder, right? I know I feel like that's the same thing. What if he was accused of murder and there was an investigation going on? You're going to still let him play? That just confuses me. That just confuses me because if you are being accused of this crime, and even if the state of Oklahoma isn't investigating him, right? Let's just say the NBA is investigating him. He should still be suspended until he's proven guilty or not guilty in the eyes of the NBA, and then again in the eyes of the state of Oklahoma or wherever he's being tried at. Right? Comment down below if you think I'm crazy. Because when I seen him at practice, I thought that was odd. I'm like, why is he still at practice? And then I seen him playing against Philly, and he's been playing in every game since. And I'm fucking dumbfounded. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And the NBA, historically, has been pretty good with certain situations, like the Donald Sterling situation. They were very serious about the situation. They handled it properly. Even when it was just allegations, they locked in on it. They took care of it. Donald Sterling was gone, right? The Ja Morant situation, him brandishing weapons and things like that, it was taken care of very swiftly. He was gone. Miles Bridges, to a certain extent, like the team suspended him. He was being investigated, and then, he was able to come back, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I believe he got off on those specific charges, and now he has new charges, which are different, but he got off on those charges, and he was allowed to come back to the NBA, but he was suspended, and he was gone until a result came out. But with situations regarding things like this being a P file, they just let it go. And I'm scared. I don't know why the NBA is doing this, because I love the NBA. I go back to everybody keep making jokes about him. Josh Giddey is just a modern day Karl Malone, which we don't want a modern day Karl Malone, but I guess that's just the case. Karl Malone, back in the day, he was about to get drafted. I think he was drafted by the time this happened. He got some young girl, some 13-year-old girl in his neighborhood or whatever, pregnant. She had the child. He paid the family off, so he didn't end up going to jail or going to court or anything like that. But the NBA knew about this and just was like, well, he paid him. What the fuck? What? Something like that shouldn't just be swept away because you paid somebody. He should be in prison, or at least have gone to prison. And then to top it all off, the NBA still to this day acknowledge Karl Malone. He was, when they were in Utah for the All-Star game this previous year, he was a judge for the dunk contest. Why the fuck is Karl Malone judging the dunk contest? Fuck it. Y'all let him play for 20 years. Okay, fuck it, whatever, right? Y'all letting him come back? Like he's like some type of hero? Yeah, he played in Utah and he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But fuck him. He's a monster. He admitted to what he did. And he doesn't give a fuck. And the NBA is still like, oh, Karl Malone, and still talking about him, and Chuck and Kenny and them still talking about him. Fuck Karl Malone. And the same applies to Josh Giddey. Why are we just, it's not that serious. It is. These are kids. They're kids. What are we doing? As a society, I'm laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because it's so fucking crazy. As a society, we just let this shit go. R. Kelly was roaming free, knowingly messing with children, and we let him roam free for decades. Decades. The Boondock skit that they did was true. Nobody gave a fuck. Why? Are the kids not important? Does society just not give a fuck about the kids? No one has to answer that because the actions are proving that. Josh Giddey is still playing. Karl Malone is still a hero. R. Kelly just went to jail a couple years ago. He basically paid what's the girl name? Was it Aaliyah? Yeah, he basically paid the girl's parents to marry her. And they just let him. I know R. Kelly's not a basketball player. I'm just talking in general, just as society. But bring back to the NBA, why the fuck is Josh Giddey still playing if he's under investigation? If it was murder, if he was under investigation for murder, would he still be playing? I doubt it. So because he's under investigation for fraternizing inappropriately with a child, he should be suspended until it's figured out. Now, if it comes out that that's not what happened and she was 18 or she lied about her age and he just didn't know, whatever the case may be, if it comes out that he's innocent in any form of innocent that is, then yeah, he comes back, it's fine, whatever. But until that judgment has been made, he shouldn't be on a basketball court. He shouldn't be at NBA facilities. He should be at home waiting to be tried or waiting for the results of the investigations. Now, if you think I'm tripping on what I'm saying, you comment down below, but I'm probably going to call you fucking stupid, most likely. But you have your right to comment if you think I'm wrong. If you agree with me, you can comment as well. But if you comment and you think I'm wrong, I'm probably just going to call you fucking dumb. And you're part of the problem, basically. Because letting him play still while he's under investigation of this is basically saying, oh, well, I mean, it's not that serious. That's basically what you're saying. I know they're not actively saying that, but that's basically what you're showing people. That, okay, you can do that and you can still play. Even, Miles Bridges to a certain extent. He beat the shit out of his girlfriend multiple times. He's still in the NBA. Why? Why? He's a decent player. He's pretty good on the court, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't fucking matter when you're a terrible human being. Get him off the fucking court. Kevin Porter Jr., he's not in the NBA right now. I hope that stays that way. But I have a feeling he's going to be back suited up sometime soon. Next season, probably. And that's just ridiculous. And that's I'm so passionate about it because, one, that's fucked up, and two, I'm a fan of the NBA and it's disappointing to see. And I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying kick him out of the league right now because, again, you're innocent until proven guilty, even though there is a lot of proof of him being guilty, but that's beside the point. You're innocent until proven guilty. He should at least be suspended or a temporary leave of absence. You don't got to call it a suspension. A temporary leave of absence until this gets figured out. Not playing against the 76ers. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then another thing that I've been asking people and no one seems to have an answer for me. Hopefully somebody watching this clip or watching this YouTube video can have an answer for me. Not everybody on NBA teams are best friends, right? That's not always the case. Sometimes it's just work. It's you're like your 9 to 5. You're not best friends with all your coworkers, right? But in OKC specifically, a lot of those main guys on that team, SGA, Josh Giddey, Chet, Lou Dort, Poku, who else? Everybody, the main guys on that team are around the same age. And from what I've heard and what I've heard them say, they're pretty tight. They're pretty good friends on the court and off the court. Like, they hang out off the court, all that stuff. Chet and Josh Giddey were locked in like they're really, really good friends. So, if that's the case, and assuming that what Josh did, Josh is guilty, saying if he is guilty of these allegations, how the fuck did SGA, Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, Poku, and all those guys not know he was dating a fucking child? Like, I like that just baffles me. If that's your friend, you see him basically every day, you hang out off the court as well, y'all niggas don't know he's dating a kid? And apparently, this was news that I just got like yesterday from an article. It could be fake. I don't know for sure. It could be fake, but this is just what I seen. Australian basketball player, former NBA player, he was part of Golden State Warriors, Andrew Bogut, let it be known that he doesn't know for sure, but he thinks that the situation with Josh is misunderstood and maybe the girl lied about her age or something like that because he knows Josh Giddey. He doesn't think he would do something like that. He followed that up with, if it comes out that that's true, then he apologizes and he takes back his statement. But his initial statement to the news is that he feels like Josh wouldn't do something like that and the girl lied about her age. That was his first statement. His second statement, which got me, because obviously if that's your friend, you're going to assume he didn't do something like that. I get that. That's fine. The second statement that got me was he said that under his impression, OKC, the organization, knew who he was dating. So if the girl's 15 and the organization and the players and the coaches and everybody knew he was dating her, that means the Thunder as an organization is saying it's okay to date kids, basically. That's basically what they're saying, if that's true. Again, like I was telling my pops and I was telling some of my friends, who the fuck is Andrew Bogut? What does he know? He could have just been pulling that out of his ass or whatever. I don't know. But Andrew Bogut also, he don't seem like the type to just make some shit up either. And if he knows Josh, and him and Josh talk on a regular basis, and Josh just says, like, yeah, they know, yeah, the organization know everything we do, who we date, who we hang out with, all that stuff, in just a brief conversation, and Bogut knows that, there could be some truth to it. And if there is truth to it, that makes this situation 3 times worse than it already is. Because why the fuck are y'all letting this nigga date a kid and not doing nothing about it? I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the NBA. I love the NBA. I think basketball and the NBA is the greatest sport in the world. I know the soccer people and the football people are gonna get, oh, what do you know? Basketball is the greatest sport ever. It's not dangerous. You can get hurt, but nobody's trying to hurt you. It's fast paced, but it can be slowed down if you want it to. It's exciting. It's storylines to it. I think it's the greatest sport ever. But I don't like how the NBA handles these specific situations. They're on it with every other situation: racism, abuse, even gambling. This is a conspiracy theory, but some say Jordan left the NBA. It was just an unofficial suspension from the NBA because of his gambling issue. So even that, like, they're on the ball with most things except for when people are being predators. And that's very alarming to me. So the NBA they obviously don't give a fuck what I have to say, but please do better, NBA. As a fan, as somebody that loves the NBA, please do better. These Karl Malone and Giddey could be mistakes, but going forward, don't let these motherfuckers get away with this shit, because you don't let anybody else get away with anything. I would say, and I hope everybody agrees with me, messing with children is way, way worse than brandishing a weapon on Instagram Live. Not shooting it or killing anybody. Brandishing a weapon on Instagram Live is nowhere near as bad as messing with some kids or beating your girlfriend. It can't be. It can't be. Because that just changes the whole structure of what's good and what's bad and that just changes the structure of everything. If you're going to tell me that brandishing a weapon on Instagram Live, which was fucking stupid, don't get me wrong, it was dumb, he shouldn't have did it, but brandishing a weapon on Instagram Live is worse than dating children and messing and having relations with children. If you telling me that from me right here, right now, fuck the NBA if they really think that. If that's the way they're going, and I'll never watch an NBA game again if Adam Silver came out and let that be known, basically. He'd never do no shit like that. I'm just saying. I'm sorry I got a little heated in this episode. I apologize, guys. This was just, I seen him at practice and I seen him playing against Philly. I think he played in another game, and it doesn't look like he's gonna be not playing anytime soon. It just bothered me. It just bothered me, and it was something that I wanted to talk about. But, I mean, regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ding that notification bell so you know every time I drop a video. And most of all, YouTube, you know what it is. I love you guys. Peace out.
It's the 3 on PLAXtv.
Why the fuck is he still playing?